Hey Toon, what you doing?
The usual, working hard, hardly working.
Uh-huh. Did you know you haven't actually made a video in a month?
Wait, what?
Yeah, man, you might want to fix that. Podcasts don't really count.
There's nothing out right now that I want to review, though.
Yeah, you do, Doctor Strange.
Wait, that's out right now?
Yep, and you're doing a review of it. Right now, in fact. Look!
Guess I am. Wait a minute, though. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just a figment of your imagination. Ooh.
Okay, let's do this.
Greetings, every peoples! Your cult of personality here, ToonKriticY2K's, and Toon's in the name of my game. After the events of Civil War forever shaped the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's time we start moving forward with a solo movie that many Marvel fans have been eagerly awaiting. Doctor Strange. At last, the Sorcerer Supreme makes his big screen debut, but was it worth the wait? I'ma go with the yes, and here's why. Doctor Strange is what you can expect from an origin story. You have establishing the character, he's snarky and arrogant, you get the love interest, the accident, the journey to heal, everything that leads up to this. It's fast-paced and every scene feels like it counts. Maybe it was just me, but even though I do enjoy a good fast-paced, right-to-the-point story, I think it moves maybe a little bit too fast. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I'm not complaining here with that, because as I said, every scene here counts. One of the biggest things Marvel fans wanted to know ever since this movie was announced, who is going to play Doctor Strange, and for the longest time, the biggest fan cast was Benedict Cumberbatch. Now, I enjoy Benedict Cumberbatch as much as anyone else. I think he is a fantastic actor. I think he is a brilliant Sherlock. He's done a lot of really good movies. And I think Marvel had the same idea too, because when the news came out that Benedict was going to be Doctor Strange, the Marvel fandom breathed a sigh of relief. Sorry, fangirls, he may not be the Doctor, but he is this Doctor, so I think we can settle for this, personally. The way that he portrayed Doctor Strange is exactly how I thought he was going to be. It's probably one of his best roles. He's arrogant, he's entitled, he has an overinflated ego, but he doesn't come across as like, oh, look at me, I'm so perfect, everything's perfect for me. No, they don't set him up to be this almighty perfect character, especially when it comes to getting his powers and whatnot. I think the way they went about this is that they wanted it to be gradual. They wanted to give him faults to his character, and this is good, because with those faults, it makes when he does become an arrogant, entitled, overinflated egomeister, it works for him. Also, I gotta say, really convincing American accent. I almost thought he actually was American for a second, but anyway, the thing that I'm very happy about is that when it came to his powers, he didn't immediately become the Sorcerer Supreme. It's just like, hey, we're gonna throw the costume on you and suddenly you're the master of the universe. You know all this magic. You know all this stuff. There's an important line in here that shows that how he goes about this. It's the right way to do it because, as he says, it took him years and years of practice just to be a good neurosurgeon. And here, it's going to take him years and years of practice to even become a sorcerer half as good as the Ancient One. That's good. You're not thrusting all these powers onto him suddenly, because he struggles to get through a lot of these fights and encounters. That's good. Then we have Mordo, played by name I can't pronounce even if I tried. And he reminds me a lot of Sinestro from the Green Lantern movie. It's weird because as I watched this a second time, I thought to myself, where have I seen this plot structure before? I swear I saw it in Green Lantern. But obviously this movie did it way better than Green Lantern could ever hope to. I guess I can see the similarities to Sinestro. I mean, both of them were mentors and were unafraid to do what was necessary. Mordo walks a path that shows he's seen and done some stuff, and there's a certain darkness to his character that, personally, I can understand his motives. It makes sense. He's not even the villain. Which is funny because apparently Mordo is supposed to be one of the big baddies of Doctor Strange, and the way that they went about this, they're not turning him into a villain per se. I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say that I liked how they adapted him here into this. It makes more sense, and it creates more emotional baggage between the two of them. These guys had a really tight connection, and I'm glad for that. Oh yeah, now we're gonna come to the elephant in the room with Tilda Swinton being the Ancient One. Alright guys, I don't care about the whole whitewashing thing. I probably should, but I'm just going to go off what the movie presented to me, and I think Tilda did a really good job as the Ancient One. I love this one line where she's just like, oh no, I won't train someone and then only lose them to the darkness once again. That's smart. It kind of plays up a bit of the mentor trope there. She is a believable badass. I love what she's able to do. And then we have Caecilius, the villain with the name who's going to cause your kid to lose the spelling bee. This is a villain that I can actually understand, and while he's not fleshed out, it leaves enough for him to be a viable threat. This guy can like bend reality and do all this crazy stuff, and he's crazy in the head, but things make sense to him. He's self-righteous. That's a good thing. And it's really hard to find like good, convincing Marvel villains. They seem to have actually got better with them lately. Also, congrats, Dormammu, you are the closest we were ever going to get to having an MCU version of Galactus, because Fox over there is just like, we did a great job with Galactus, Yeah, well, at least Dormammu actually talked, there wasn't a frickin' cloud of nothing. Yes, don't even get me started on Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, because that movie was frickin' terrible, and the way that I look at it, at least with Dormammu, he's an actually scary villain, and he's not just a sentient floating cloud. Like, really? Were you guys afraid to put this? I know it looks ridiculous, but come on, it's a floating cloud. It can literally be anybody. The last thing I want to talk about are these special effects, which are arguably Doctor Strange's strongest factor. Oh my god, this movie has some of the trippiest and most visually stimulating scenes I think I've seen in a Marvel movie. There's so many to choose from that I can't even talk about. I can't talk about the beginning. I can't talk about the chase. I can't talk about the scene where the Ancient One opens up Doctor Strange's mind. You have to see this to believe it. And hey, I don't even recommend seeing movies in 3D, but this is one of those rare exceptions because this movie is going to blow your eyes right out of your socket. That's how good it is. I wish I could hype this movie up even more, but I definitely recommend it at this point. The great thing about Doctor Strange is that you have the Avengers fighting on the physical front, and you have the Guardians of the Galaxy fighting on the cosmic front. Doctor Strange opens up a whole other dimension with the mystic side. I think this is great because it adds a whole other layer to the MCU that we haven't thought about before. This movie is a stepping stone for all sorts of great things to happen, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what's in store next. So, go ahead and put down in the comments what your thoughts are on Doctor Strange if you've seen it, and question of the video, what Marvel movie next year are you looking forward to most? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, or Thor Ragnarok? With that being said, I am the Toon Critic keeping you totally tuned for your entertainment. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome!